Okie dokie, I think we are back again, maybe uh, after a short break. Um, Not quite sure what happened there. My PokerStars lost connection, and my stream software crashed and lost connection and crashed. But um, bring in with Jack here. Yeah, so we're back, I think. I don't really know what happened there. It wasn't really a network loss because my browser stayed up. My Second Life client never crashed. So I mean, Elron stayed quite happily in Second Life, which couldn't happen if I had a network crash. But yet my Yahoo went down. I lost connection on my poker client. My Open Broadcast stream software lost connection to the Twitch server. So who the heck knows what that was? But I think we're back, and I think we're set to go. And still good. Looks like it is still seven-handed at the table. We haven't missed anything there. I am still the first person. Second chip stack Ernster from Australia is sitting out. Wonder if he had connection issues at the same time because he was sitting out when I came back. It looked like. So yeah, I have no idea what that was, but I'm back. Hopefully you guys came back to. Hopefully you guys came back as well. I think I'm gonna check this down with the queen. I could force it. I could certainly force it, but just not feeling it with this hand. I think it's too weak behind. Alrighty, yes, we are back. We are back. Yay! 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 Always nice to see. Always nice to see it pop back in. Fortunately, it didn't take it too long to correct itself. That's only the second time I've actually crashed in the middle of a stream. So that's not too bad for what 35 episodes or whatever the heck we are. 34 episodes now. That's pretty good. Actually, more than 34 because there's a couple of dash A's that shouldn't necessarily be dash A's and so on like that. But you know how it goes. I've been pretty loose about my coding in this on this whole thing. Nice to see Steve-O working his way back up to a stack again. That's Steve-O's been yo-yoing quite a bit in this game, but yeah, nice to see him yo-yoing back up towards the palm of the first place as opposed to yo-yoing all the way down towards the floor, which he had done a couple of other times. So it's cool. Obviously, we're getting out of the way with that. That's never going to be something that we're terribly happy with. Yeah, no idea what happened there, but cool. No, it's good. Good to be back. Good to be back chatting with folks and friends. I sadly lost a few viewers when I crashed, but that's the way it goes. Come back, my friends, come back. What does the Twitter poker page look like today at the moment? Where are we sitting in the Twitter poker page? Yeah, we're on the second line of the Twitter poker page. That's not too bad for our 4 viewers. Interesting to note that there are 6 poker streams going on right now that have fewer than 4 viewers that we are above. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's one that also has 4. There's another one that also has 4 viewers, but it's listed behind me for some reason. Playing on WSOP.com. This is what I'm definitely betting into Steve-O on. Can't pass this up. If I draw out badly on 5th and he draws out better, I could easily get forced off the pot. So I need to be betting it there. One of the key sort of concepts in the stud variant games, and I think Razz, this is especially the case, is that certainly as much as any other poker game, and maybe more so, passivity will get you killed, because if you're not betting at the right time, there will be lots of times when the hand goes poorly for you after that, and it becomes impossible for you to get money in, and in fact you end up torching a ton of money, spewing it away to another player. So it's very key to know that you have to be aggressive in certain spots, like that one against Steve-O there, because it could easily have gone where 5th and 6th Street draw out if I'm checking and, if we're checking and checking, and he's suddenly in a winning position over top of me. I was in a winning position there, and I was relatively strong, but I was not obviously, there were lots of ways he could have been playing better than me based on what we were seeing. So you really want to be aggressive in those spots and push people off so that they're not drawing to those hands that could beat you. We're down to 6 people. I missed the knockout. Oh no, there it is. Okay, so on that last hand, Blackout took down the pot and took out TR Kane, the other Canadian. So just Steve-O and I left representing the Maple Beaver. Ernster's back from his sleep, representing the Down Under. We got Blackout and Gordeev representing the Russian contingent, and good old Hagar is representing the Europeans and the Belgians. I spoke too soon. I guess Ernster isn't back. I guess Ernster is sitting out once again. 8-4 deuce. I think we're definitely playing this one with 2 cards to the nuts and an 8. That's definitely worth seeing some cards with. Just when I just called the bring in, I was seriously underrepresenting my hand there and suggesting that I don't have a 4 and a deuce back here. So at this point, I'm pretty happy to just check a call. And now that I'm in front, start putting money in the pot with Steve-O here because well, I had a 4 deuce back, Steve-O, so I think I was probably ahead of you from the start, except maybe on fourth when I got to 98 as I was playing. At that point, you might have been a little bit ahead, but yeah, I think we started off. Um, PB's Bovada, I think, is probably, it's not Bravada, it's Bovada, I think, Bovada. I really can't recommend it as something that I have experience on. I've seen a bunch of American poker players streaming from Bovada here, so I know that you can play real money games in the US on Bovada. What the status of getting your money in and out of there, the legality, whatever that is, I have no idea, and I am not going to make any recommendations towards that whatsoever. But I do know that American players are able to play on Bovada pretty much anywhere. I know that there's WSOP.com, but that's only available in Nevada and New Jersey, I believe. But I think your best bet's going to be Bovada. That's the one that the people seem to talk about the most, and that seems to um, provide the best options for American players. Though what those options are, I'm not sure. Good game, Steve-O. Good game. GG, buddy. GG. Gilly's liking the Gilly's loving the maple beaver. I think I like the maple beaver too. Yes, we are Canadian. We are Canadian PBs, so we can play for real money on PokerStars. It's only the Americans that aren't able to play for real money there, um, which is a rather sad indictment on the home of the free, as they say, or the land of the free and the home of the brave, or whatever the heck the saying is. Um, I suppose unless you want to play online poker. If I win this tournament, PBs, it will be not only bragging rights, but it will also be a cool $8 in my bank account. Which, given that I bought in for $1.10, isn't that bad of a deal, really? Pretty good, pretty good. Certainly not, certainly not gonna make some money off. Yeah, I think you should probably get involved with uh, politics and tell your congressman to let people play games of skill on the internet however they like, because that's what poker is. Listen, I'm perfectly happy if governments, and in fact, I would probably support governments outlawing games of chance played for real money on the internet. I think that has serious addictive possibilities. I think it has serious possibilities to ruin people's lives. And I think it does that in a way that the person has absolutely no ability to improve their lot other than getting out of the game. Um, Now you might say, well, just get out of the game, but compare that to the poker example, where yes, poker could easily. Steve-O, alrighty, man. I will do my best to take it down for the stream, buddy. This is for the stream. Um, so, I mean, when you compare that to poker, where the guy that is losing all the time absolutely has the option of going onto a training site, reading some books, studying his hand history, and learning how to become a better poker player, and therefore increase his ability to lose less, win more, whatever it happens to be in that case. That is never something that's going to be offered to him in the case of craps or roulette or slot machines or any of those other games that have absolutely no skill component to them whatsoever. So the truth is, if you're going to outlaw anything for play on the internet, outlaw um, games of chance. Outlaw people playing the lottery online. Outlaw people playing online video slots. Outlaw people playing craps and roulette online. I got no issues with that because I think that can lead to some serious problems. But poker is not something that needs to be outlawed online because I don't think it tends to be something. I think that if it leads to problems, those problems are the result of your own choices and decisions and skill levels in much the same way that your problems would be the result of your own skill level if you went out and lost a bunch of money gambling with your buddies on golf, or on anything else like that where your skill level happened to be less than the people that you were playing against. Um, and I just think that's part of life. Just go back and get better at golf and go beat your buddies next time. That's what you got to do, right? Same thing with poker. Go back, get better, and beat your buddies next time. Is the way to go. Yeah, Steve-O, I'm pretty sure the last time we streamed this, I busted early and had to watch you go through and go deep in it. So tonight's my turn to watch you bust and then go through to the final table and go deep, I think. So yeah, still two to go for money. Nice cards behind for Hager. I'm gonna get involved in with the queen. Two cards to the nuts. That's my rule. We now got three cards to the nuts, and we're showing nuts, which is always a good position to be in. So I think we're definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna keep putting money in the pot here. Um, Showing nuts is always a strong position, and he had no idea that was actually a pretty crappy position for me with the way it went. I think this is one where I'm pretty happy to cap out. Pretty happy to be betting this. At the moment, we're just a 43. He's probably, I think, at this point, it looked like he um, paired his deuce. I'm thinking. So I think that my 10 might be good, but I don't think that a 10-4 is something that I really am going to value bet at this stage because he could easily be playing a 9 and he could easily be playing the nuts, for all I have. So I could obviously try to value bet there, but I think if I bet on that, it's more of a bluff than a value bet. Be interesting to see what he was playing there. Um, oh wow, he was ace deuce three back, so it's no surprise that um, he capped us uh, initially because he was ace deuce three, we were ace deuce four. So I mean those are two pretty strong. So those are two pretty strong starting hands. Well, the queen obviously is not what we want to see on our board. Still basically playing a three card, which means I have to go run a runner at this point to come out. I'd love to be able to bet this, but I can't because I have only a four card at best. I'm not really going to push anybody off. I can now bet, and I'm going to push probably both these players off. In fact, I'm going to bet, even though I've only got a four card and I may brick out. Now that now that Gordeev has bet, I can't fold, but I don't think I can ever raise either. I think I am pretty much committed to calling there all the time and seeing what comes on the. Uh, so we're playing at 86. Um, I'm convinced that Gordeev is playing an 8 of some sort, and our 86 is going to win a lot of the time against that. So I think that value bet was fairly reasonable. Yeah, well, the check, it was also a bit of a timing tell. He was really hesitant in the way that he was putting his money in. He'd been really quick on the bet button up until that point, and then suddenly he was like, "Ooh, hang on," and seemed to back off and take a few more seconds uh, to put his bet in. It's hard to say exactly what the tell was for me on that, but I was pretty. It seemed to me that he paired his two on that board. Now, obviously, this is not the strongest hand in the world with my paired deuces, but the ace deuce is two cards to the nuts. Nobody knows that I'm paired. I could easily be three cards to the nuts here, and I'm going to get folds a lot of the time, especially with my stack and the position that we're in now. I can put that pressure on. Um, the 65, I think we're definitely. I think I'm definitely involved. I could have raised that one again as well. I have a feeling that I probably could have gotten. I can probably get a ton of chips um, in if I want, but I don't think with blackout in the pot at this point with the deuce there, I really want to be putting a ton of chips in. Um, at this point, I do want to be putting a ton of chips in. That's a bad card for us. We know they don't know that. They've both seen bad cards, and if badder cards come um, on fifth here, I probably have to go run a runner. But I think at this point, 400 into 6,000, and the chance of knocking them out, I've just got to go with it. I actually don't have to run out as well as I was thinking I had to take that. So I think again, two cards to the nuts. We're definitely seeing another street here. We have to bet, even though we know it's a crap card for us, and we've actually got very little chance of making a hand now. Just because we have very little chance of making a hand now that we have to bet. We have to bet again, and we're going to get a fold a lot of the time. When we don't get a fold there, we have to shut down because there's it really, I mean, six could give us a possibility of a hand, but it's a pretty slim thing, so we really have to start thinking about slowing down at that point. But until Sixth Street, until with Fifth there, we have to keep putting the pressure on with our stack. I think, anyways. Mav, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you here. Glad you could come and watch some nice Razz. Sadly, friends of the stream, Gilly and Stevo, have already busted from this tournament, but I am still chugging away. It is now break. I am going to run off and do some stuff and stretch my legs, and I'll be back. We'll see you soon, everybody. I'm out. I am back. I am back from my break. We have less than a minute to go until we get back onto the table. Yeah, sadly, Gilly had a pretty rough night at the tables tonight. Steve-O had a couple of pretty brutal hands as well this evening, so that was was pretty crappy as well. But so far, things are going okay for us. Well, I should probably not be quite so not quite so non-committal. I have a massive stack at this point in the tournament. I am first by a whopping amount. I've got 4 times the chips of the second place player, Gordeev. And I have way more chips than all 3 of the other players combined. So I'm pretty. I think I have twice the chips that the other 3 players, more than twice the chips that the other 3 players have combined. So yeah, pretty happy about that. And a pretty good. Thinking I'm in a pretty good spot right now to take this one down for the $8. Gonna let Gordeev have this one. Frankly, I'm drawing out badly. I think I probably should have raised if I wanted to play this pot, and I think I just played it badly from the start. So we're just gonna give it up to Gordeev and try to play it better next time. That's the answer. Let's play it better next time. So next time we need to raise before we, rather than calling the bring in. That was the reason I didn't raise last time, was because I had the 2 very low cards behind, and I assumed that they would re-raise me. When I bring in and they fold, that's very annoying because that's not what I'm looking for. However, now with these guys in and me actually drawing reasonably well, I think this might be a chance to make some make a fairly big pot at this point. Right, so Hager's all in. Definitely calling that. The king bites. Of course, the king bites, but again, I don't think I can go anywhere. Do I need to try to push Ernster off? I think actually pushing Ernster off the pot at this point is probably bad poker. In fact, I think I probably want to check down if I possibly can, and even if I lose the pot, what that means is it gives us one more chance to make sure that Hager gets out and we get in the money. So I think that betting. Yeah, I think betting is completely the wrong thing to do here. Even with a strong hand like a 7-6-4, I think that just the chance that he's playing the nuts, and I don't want to bet. I don't want to bet anybody off or anything like that. So I think that was it. So that is in the money. Yes, we are rich now. We are in the money. We are guaranteed $3.20 is the payout for third place. $8 up top for first, and $4.80 is the middle prize for second place. I'm very comfortable in my lead at the moment. For the time being, I'm happy to let Ernster and Gordeev. Bah, that's a crappy card. I'm not sure you can say that, Ernster. You're the one that's going to be all in, not Gordeev. So Gordeev's still going to be around. Nice hand. So yeah, I'm happy to let those guys fight over those 10,000 chips. And happy to let those guys fight over these, 9,000 chips for the time being and stay out of most of these pots. No reason for me to be involved here again. I was just trying to give more chance to knock Gordeev out. Not going to happen on this hand. It's probably going to happen soon with these guys. I'm probably continuing. No, again, I'm going to let these guys fight it out because I'm too. No, I think I'm gonna make Gordeev play for his stack, and now we're just gonna check her down. So 97 is what I'm drawing into, and we'd hit the 97. I don't think there's any reason to bet. I don't think there's been any reason to bet all the way through this pot, frankly. We're either ahead or behind, but either way we want. See, I really think that Ernster betting in 1200 to try to win the 870 side pot at the same time risking losing to Gordeev is difficult. But he might be saying that I can't be losing to Gordeev. So I think I'm just gonna get out of the way. I don't have the really, 97. I don't think is a hand that's gonna play very good there. No, yeah, 95. Alrighty, so we're in heads up now. Second place getting $4.80. Up top, smooth $8. That's what we're shooting for. Of course, it's always what you're playing for. Pretty happy to be in this spot. I wasn't even going to play this tonight, actually. I wasn't really feeling it in there. I kind of jumped in a few minutes late. Miss Gilly goaded me in, so thank you, Miss Gilly, for goading me into the tournament, coming in and then busting. That was very sweet of you. I appreciate that. I'm now guaranteed $4.80, but we're shooting for that. We're shooting for that big $8 at the top. Shooting for that big $8. Got better than a 2-1 chip lead, so I think it's a fairly reasonable assumption that we're supposed to win this. I'm supposed to win this one. There's no supposed to in poker, of course. What happens happens in poker. But again, I think that when I don't take down the $8, I'm pretty disappointed with the way the heads up has gone. Especially in a game like Razz, that I feel like I've got a pretty big edge against most people that I sit down at these levels against. Um, Obviously, I don't know anything about Ernster. I've never played against him. I have no idea what his level is. But at these stakes levels up to say 550, even maybe $11, I'm pretty comfortable that I've got an edge against a significant number of the players that I'm sitting down against. Certainly, I think that's the case in Razz. I think that's the case in Stud High Low. I think it's somewhat the case in Badoogie. I think it's somewhat the case in Fixed Limit Omaha High Low. I think it's kind of the case in Pot Limit Omaha High Low. I think most of the other games I don't have an edge at all in. Gonna bet here 3 cards to the nuts, 4 cards to the nuts. My hand's getting better, his hand's drawing worse, so I'm gonna keep betting that. Um, I really don't think that you would call that a bluff. I think you're going to call that a value most of the time because you are drawing to the nuts, and anytime you're drawing to the nuts, you're pretty much valuing your hand. So that's a very standard raise spot. He brings in with a queen. I've got a lower card. I'm going to raise. When he plays back, I have to start being a lot more cautious, especially once I really have to pay attention to what I have behind now and start to be more cautious. And at this stage of the hand, um, it's just lighting chips on fire for me to continue. So I've just got to give him the pot, and we'll move on to the next hand and we'll go from there. The last thing I want to do at this stage is give him a bunch of chips. Um, no, thank you, Miss Gilly. I very much appreciate it. But no, the last thing I want to do at this stage of the game is give him a bunch of chips to sort of uh, um, fuel his thought process that he can actually win this. I want him to be demoralized that I've got this massive stack over top of him all the time, and he can't get any of my chips in any marginal spots that he thinks maybe I would want to call through and give him extra chips, and he's never getting chips in those spots from me, and I'm hoping that that's what I want to do, because as soon as I start to go into pots and give him chips, that's gonna just make things that much better and easier for him to keep doing that. I'll tell you what, we'll find some place that we can split the $8 that I'm going to win from this for dinner, Gil. This is like a deja vu hand from that last one. Oh, sad, sad, sad. So we're on a 10-9-8 now. Deuce 1. He's probably on an 86, I'm thinking, at this point. On a 9-8-7. I think I'm just checking back. There's no value in a bet here for me. Yeah, he's absolutely calling with that, I think, given what I was showing. So we're tied in chips now. Like I said, last thing I want to do is give him a bunch of chips back. Definitely betting here. Um, we obviously need to be more. Definitely raising the deuce. Definitely raising the deuce. We're going to do a deal. Go ahead and click the deal button. Timmy's it is. Coffee and a bagel. You got it. We're alrighty. So deal was hand is paused. We're going to discuss a deal. Host will arrive shortly. That's cool. Let's just. There's. Yeah, 640 each. I think we're just going to split it in half. I'm happy with that. So yeah, so as soon as moderator arrives, or as soon as somebody arrives, um, we'll do it. Thank you, Stevo. Thank you, Stevo. We are waiting now for a host to come and discuss a deal for us. We're going to yeah. Yeah, it might have been faster just playing. I don't know. I don't even really think I'm giving up that much. I mean, he's getting. Let's say that I win and he comes second. He's getting at $1.60 on top of his 480 to get to 640. Um, I'm getting $8, and so I'm losing a buck. I'm basically giving him $1.40 is what's happening, and I'm cool with that. That's not a huge deal to me. So it's pretty cool. Hopefully, a host will arrive soon, and we'll be able to. Um, just gonna try to. Damn. It doesn't allow me to. It's actually taken out the call a moderator. Um, oh well, sorry if people are listening in and I'm not actually talking. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Hopefully, a host is going to show up soon to let us do this deal. Well, I don't know. You want to just keep playing? Very Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas to Steve-O and yeah, no, I still don't have a call moderator button. Okay, let's see if a host arrives. It's entirely possible that the hosts are all very, very, very busy with things like Sunday Storm and stuff like that happening. Um, yeah, so I'm thinking that there may actually be um, big deals going down somewhere else at the moment on in some of the big Sunday tournaments or one or two of the big Sunday tournaments. So we may be very low down the list of tables. Yeah, so just chatting with the host there now. He's Oliver H is here. Um, so now we want to just chop her down the middle. I agree. I agree. I agree. Woohoo! I agree. I agree. We're making a deal. I'm giving up $1.40. That's cool though. I'm happy with that. Or no, I'm giving up $1.60. I should say. I'm okay with that. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna push her down. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. This won't take too long. Exciting stream for all you people watching as I raise and take the chips down in order to split the money with our friend Ernster. Alrighty. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. That's right. If I want the title, if I want the number one spot, I gotta work for that. So I've got to be the one to do all the raising to take it down. It's not gonna take that much longer, I don't think. It's not gonna take it that much longer. I'm gonna lose all my viewers on the stream, but that's cool. We're pretty much done for the night, anyways. I think. Didn't log back into Full Tilt today, so I don't know what's happening over there. There might be the Razz might still be going over there, but I don't think I'm gonna be too involved in that. I think it's time to go to bed pretty quick. Uh, 26-13, so I'm 2-1 now. Shouldn't be too much longer. Stakes go up in 3 minutes as well, so that will speed things up. That's right. Make me work for the. Make me work for the title. Make me work for that title. Make me work for that title. We're getting there. We are getting there. 28-11. It's going to be down on 4 digits soon. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can taste victory now. I can taste the number one spot now. pretty happy with the... Oh, I did not need to fold that hand. That was pretty silly of me. Funny, funny, funny. Misclick. Misclicked. Alrighty, he's down below 10K in the four digits. Won't be long now before we've taken this sucker down. As you might guess, in a spot like this where your head's up and your opponent is sitting out, you want to be playing a very wide range of hands. Just for the record, it's fairly key at this stage to not fold to your opponent. Just saying. There we go. That's the way to do it quickly, so I don't have to move the mouse. I'll just raise all the time and show cards. That's the quickest way to do it. There we go. Alrighty, down below 8,000 very soon. And we're up to the next level, so it won't be long now. Another 8 hands at most, and or well, no, not 8 hands at most, but definitely won't be too much longer now. Definitely won't be long now. We are almost done. Yeah, I'm west, man, but it's still it's almost 1 o'clock. It's 12:30 a.m. So it's not quite Z time, but it's getting close to Z time. Alrighty. Oh, he's down to 5,700 chips now. We're getting there. I can smell the victory. I have a real feeling we're going to win this one, folks. I have a real feeling we're going to end up first. I can smell it. I can feel it. Of course, we made the deal a while back, so we're both getting $6.40 out of the deal. We were pretty much dead even in chips when we made that deal. I think there might have been 2,000 chips between us, but we were pretty much dead even in chips at that point. So it seemed like a pretty good time to make a deal, and so we didn't bother to go to the ICM, which would have just been pennies in either direction probably, and just take the 1280 that's in the pool right now and chop her down the middle. And this is an example of really a case where you need to open a very wide range of pots, and folding to your opponent in this spot is just never going to be a really high value move. I think is what I'm trying to say here, strategy wise. Alrighty, 2,000 left. I can smell the victory, ladies and gentlemen. This is it's coming down now. I can smell it. I'm positive that I'm going to be hoisting that virtual trophy in my virtual hands in just a few short minutes. Just a few short seconds, even perhaps. Even perhaps seconds. Oh yes. Oh yes. We are just pounding. We're just pounding this Australian fellow, Ernster. Very friendly guy. Actually, it was fun to play with him. Definitely gonna make a note of him that he's um, gonna put him in as a Razz reg. And woohoo, we took her down. We took her down, ladies and gentlemen. We have the win. We have the win. So yeah, we have won the tournament for $6.40, which, as I said, is a deal over the actual thing. I would have got $8 if we'd actually won it. But hey, I'm pretty happy to do it that way and get her over with quickly and not have to worry about playing it down and maybe busting and only getting the 480. So I'm pretty happy with this. Locked up, guaranteed the extra payout, and I'm pretty happy to do that. So, anyways, it was good to have you guys around tonight. Awesome to always awesome to play poker with friends hanging about, chatting with you. So, always glad to see you. We'll be back through the week. I know I want to play some heads up with Josh at some point this week, maybe a couple of sessions worth, and um, give him a bit of a Christmas present of a few of my $1.50 buy-ins, since he seems to be hustling me with these things. But no, we'll have fun, and I will do that. Next time around, I don't know when the next time around it's going to be. It's Christmas week, so it's going to be pretty slack, as it always is around here. But Merry Christmas to everybody listening, and pay attention to your Twitter stream, and who knows, I might be back again. We'll talk to you soon. I'm out.